Good morning on a beautiful Sunday morning, and I'm at the beach here in New Smyrna. Just to give you here, maybe I should just go this way. Ooh, this is much better view, much better view. Who wants to see the back end of my car? I'm really excited to be a part of this journey as I undertake something that was really, a message from God, honestly. And when you start getting these downloads from source and creator, you just really can't ignore them. So I thought I'd give you guys a really great background and a great view. I'd love to have you join me on this live. I go live pretty regularly, but kind of randomly. So it's going to be actually scheduled a little bit more clearly. Friday afternoons, almost always, I go after live to do a free coaching Friday. We're talking about like what I'm doing, where I'm going, and that's just to give you an update as far as what this actually looks like. And so, what happened was back in 2014. I was just my assistant. It's kind of one of those core memories. My assistant and I were just kind of ding donging around as like what we were wanting to do, and I had just started fostering Bella from a rescue, and she was here, and we had been doing some things down at that rescue, and Gail and I looked at each other and we're like, these rescues need our help. They really have a hard time getting quality trainers and all these things. So fast forward 11 years and I've taken a lot of this from the things that I've learned from Tony Robbins and Joe Dispenza and going through and kind of like shopping at the personal development superstore, if you will, and to get all of this knowledge and to be able to bring this to not just people like yourself, although that's really kind of where it gets confusing for people sometimes. They're like, well, what is it that you actually do? And honestly, what I do is I teach people how to be more confident in themselves and to believe in what they have to offer, because we all have a gift or a message to offer people. And a lot of times we don't do it because we're believing lies that we were told to that were told to us when we were small. And one of the things, like when you get to something where it like really speaks to your soul, like horses do for me, you gotta go, well, no, 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 you start going, no, 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 there's gotta be something more to this. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a lot of times where there's a lot of bumps in the road. There was a lot of things where I was really, people were criticizing me and cutting me down. I mean, I even went to a rescue one time, did a workshop, did it all for free, donated all the money that people paid, everything, all just give, give, give. And I came back. One of the participants didn't like something I had to say, and so she reported me to animal services. What? So I came back to a letter on my gate saying that I was abusing my horses and depriving them of their life sustaining, whatever. And so I had to call animal services and have them come out and like see those things and stuff. So, that's not to say that there's not going to be things where, that cause you to question, but that's not the truth. That's not the truth. When you really tap in and you connect to God and source, you can go, okay, that was just one person's opinion, and it doesn't matter how many persons' opinions that you have that try and tear at you, because the one person's opinion that matters is yours. And if you were really tapping into that authentic space inside yourself, your opinion can come from a clean source, and you can go, yes, I'm aligned with my mission. I am focused on my passion, and I am drawn by my desire to serve, right? And so when you think about like how you can serve, like that's my mission. And I've served a lot of people, thousands of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, men, women, kids, inner city kids, veterans, women from abuse, people that have been raped, like I mean, from anything to everything. I've dealt with a whole lot of different modalities of individuals that have come and seen me personally. And then when COVID hit, I had to obviously, I just shut down, but my bills didn't shut down. My horses didn't go, okay, well, it's COVID. We don't need any hay, So I still had 6 horses, 10 acres, like lots of overhead and lots of expenses, and my employees and everything. And so I took everything and put it in a virtual course and in a community and in a university of empowerment, and I was like, this is really amazing. This is going to be the greatest thing in the world. And I was like, you know, and it's been like, I kind of feel like Jack and the Beanstalk, I've got some magic beans, and I do. And they come in the form of 1,000 pounds animals that I call the horse. And there's something really special about horses. And I call them a lightning rod to the divine. They really do allow you to connect to God's source and creator and to connect to your source, yourself. Because I always say if you can connect to horse, you can connect to source. And if you can connect to source, you can connect to yourself, your true self, your authentic self that can show up, confidently, authentically, and stand in your truth and speak that no matter what and what their opinion or who has to say it. So that's what I really do is I help empower people through the spirit of the horse. And that's the back of my t-shirt, changing lives through the spirit of the horse. And I really that because that's what happened to me. I even did a TED talk on the topic. If you want to look it up, you can go to my YouTube channel. It's right there on the top. But I'm taking this on the road because I went to a Tony Robbins event not too long ago, and Jamie Kern Limo was speaking. I love that woman. She's really inspired me in a lot of great ways to help understand, we all are worthy. We all have a right to be here and take up space and follow our dreams and our passions, right? That's liberty. So she said, and it hit me. I felt like she was like looking right at me. And she was like, "You're hiding in plain sight." And that's what I was doing. And it was causing me a lot of pain. I had a beautiful place in South Florida. I was doing retreats there, and it was awesome until it wasn't. And then, the overhead was getting too much, and the people decided that they wanted to renovate their home. And so my lease was coming up, and I was like, well, I can't really do retreats if I don't know when I'm leaving. I mean, it just the business model was kind of starting to crumble. And I was like, all right, here we go again, God, buckle up, let's go. So I said, and my horses honestly were getting older. And my white horse Trace, for those of you that follow me, know that he was, very, very sick. He almost died in January. It was like touch and go. We had about 24 hours to make like some tough decisions. And so not only did I have to make tough decisions about my horse, but I had to make tough decisions about my life, my business, and how I wanted to serve. And so I said, you know what? Let's take it on the road. And again, I've always wanted to help horse rescues because usually a horse rescue is like, women, people that love horses. They may not have a lot of, business, not, a lot of MBAs aren't going, hey, let's do it. Great business idea. Let's start a horse rescue. I mean, you don't look at those, you don't look at those entities as like cash cows. They look at like opportunities to serve, but they're also, money pits. They're like a vortex of where they just like they'll eat all of your money, right? Happy horse, empty wallet paradigm. And that's what happens. It's like, they're kind of cutting their fingers off quarter inch at a time just to make sure that the horses that are coming in are being cared for properly, and their heart and their mission and their drive and their dedication and their level of work ethic is absolutely massive. But at the same time, they need like there's a big gap, and that's the gap I want to fill. And it was inspired too. A lot of people have criticized me over the years. My boobs are too big, my hair is too blonde. I had someone that I respected write me and say, "Well, how many horses have you rescued?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What number would satisfy that question?" And I had another person that was a volunteer goes, "So who do you want to help with these?" And I was like, "Well, we can help everyone." You might as well have patted me on the head and said, "Well, good luck with that little girl." Very condescending. So I've had a lot of those things thrown at me. And I'm not saying that to go, "Oh, well, woe is me." But it inspired me because it kind of ticked me off. I'm like, "Oh yeah." I was like the little 4-year-old little girl, like, "Oh yeah, watch me. I will do this." And that's what I did, and I took those criticisms and I flipped them into, consumable passion, like, let's go. And you want to how many horses can I help? I can help all of them because now I haven't just created like I because I did. I thought about starting my own horse rescue, and trust me, that's that's an endeavor all in of itself. And eventually that might be the case. But I was like, how, where am I guided next? And I said, horse rescues, like all of them. And over, 14 years working with some of the best horse trainers in the world and with some of the best personal development specialists in the world. Thank you, Tony, and many others. I said, I have something that I could implement in rescues and duplicate it, and say, no matter what you're doing, this doesn't take away from your, your lesson program, your therapeutic program, or anything like that. It just adds value to it and adds and creates a platform for community so we can blend these ecosystems, right? Like, oh my God, look at all these. So it was like the two guys that are sent to Africa to sell shoes, and one comes back and goes, "Don't bother, nobody's wearing shoes," and the other one comes back and goes, "Oh my God, open market guys, not a single person there has any of our, has shoes." Right? So they're just flipping the script and changing the perspective on what horse rescues could look like. Because we don't look at horse rescue and go, "Oh, there's a cash cow." But I have found a way to turn an expense into an asset by adding value to the organization so people can, and here's my one-liner, thank you, Donald Miller. So have a life-changing experience with a horse that benefits them immensely in their life and maintains the dignity of the animal. Because I've had so many results of people coming through my programs and either like lose. I've had a guy. I had one, and we're still in touch. One of my friends lost over 100 pounds because he wanted to ride Dante. And he did. He went. He lost 100 pounds. He's kept it off. And you know how many times he rode Dante? Once, because it wasn't about the ride. It was about him. I've had people like leave toxic relationships, shift their entire management teams and their businesses, learn how to talk to their kids' teachers. And I could go on and on about the benefits that people have been able to get for themselves through the programs that I offer at Zenergen. And I'm like, it's like the light bulb. I was like, I'm on to something here. And I realized, and some people are like, Jen, it could have been squirrels. I didn't care about the horses, but then they do care about the horses because they realize that horses were the vehicle. They were the power. They don't call it horsepower for nothing. That's the last line of my TED talk. It's like they don't call it horsepower for nothing. And it's true. And this is a whole different kind of horsepower because I'm here to show the world the value that horses have outside of their physical capabilities. I don't care how fast they can run or how high they can jump because horses can feel your heart up to 4 feet away, and they can change your soul if you are willing and open to listen to it, because they are a lightning rod to the divine. And if you can open your heart and open your mind and feel what a horse can teach you, whether and again, when COVID hit, I had a limiting belief. My limiting belief was nobody can have a life-changing experience with a horse unless they're in proximity and touching the animal and feeling it and smelling it and picking up its poop. But when COVID hit, I had to shift that. So in my virtual programs, I had people like bawling and, tears and transformation just from, feeling that energy through the camera and through the courses. And so I was like, okay. Now, obviously, the depth comes when you do get in person with the horse. But I guarantee you, if you're in the United States, there's a horse rescue not too far away from you because there's over 16,000. I have to choke on the number, guys. It's that big. 16,532 horse rescues registered in this country that I'm aware of last time I looked. So there's thousands and tens of thousands of opportunities for you to get out and have an experience with a horse. And hopefully, if you're in the Midwest or if you're interested in being a part of this, you can go, "Hey, Jen, where are you going to be next?" So I'm going to be posting my tour dates this year. It's sort of like a beta trip, but I'm going to be in the Midwest and bringing this to the masses. And it's a huge piece because who here would like to be a better communicator, more confident in your skill set, understand and believe in yourself, and rest well at night knowing you've done your best. I mean, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a quality life that you could possibly live. Whether you have $1 or a million, it really doesn't matter because it is about the quality of life that you have. It just gives you more freedom to make better choices and have just the life you've always dreamed of. Because we generally sell out on our dreams when we get that job, or we listen to the lie that's been told us through, the traditional school system, or, an industrial age mindset. Like my parents, my dad hasn't spoken to me in over 10 years since and because he was and I was like, why won't my dad talk to me? It was like so confusing to me. Finally, I got it out of my mom one day. I like kind of, squeezed on her a little. I'm like, what is happening? And she said, well, he just wanted you to go get the corporate job. I mean, I come from, a family of my mom worked for the VA hospital. My dad worked for the state of Missouri. My brothers were both in the Navy. I mean, like a lot of government, a lot of system. They work for the system. And I did not do that like at all. I didn't even just go, you know, buy a car wash and become an entrepreneur. I created something from thin air and said, "Hey, let's go teach the world what this is that nobody's heard of." It's been an uphill battle, I'm not gonna lie, and I will never lie. Like, it is really just the truth is, I know that there's a fire inside me and a passion to serve horses and humans and mankind with this work. And I'm going to be going what I have dubbed the road to the rescue. There's an opportunity for you to get involved with that. If you just reach out, obviously, I'd love to hear from you. And, my Zen Club community is where we're going to be able to continue at a grassroots level to support these rescues on an ongoing, continuing community basis and connect and grow and serve together. And not only that, but you get a ton of value out of it too. Like understanding like how to answer tough questions and just really some valuable things inside this. So I didn't just create a, fundraising community. I created an opportunity like this is standalone worth, a lot. I've done masterminds for businesses and gone and taught a lot of these things at like law offices and real estate and even Facebook's been one of my clients. And I'm not here to just toot my own horn. What I am here to do is share about the mission. And the mission can really benefit you, but it also can support everything. It's like synergistically a no lose. It's a win for the horses, it's a win for the people that are supporting the horses, and it's a win for you if you want to get involved. Not only that, but it's like some of the businesses that have come and worked with me, I'm like, you could do a buy one, give one. Like they come and have this incredible leadership experience. But if you'd like to donate to the rescue, like the nonprofit aspect of it, you can have a group of veterans or kids or youth group or women that have been in tough situations. Like, who can this help? That guy asked me that one day. I'll never forget him. His name, I'll leave his name out of it. Doesn't matter. But he goes, who can this help? This can help everyone, horses and human alike. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I so appreciate everyone who's following me. Man, the level of gratitude I have for the for the people that have supported me and believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. That's epic. It's epic, it's synergistic, and it has given me the fuel that I didn't feel like I had inside myself to continue this work. And now it's time to rise and serve. Rise and shine, yes, but rise and serve too. So thanks again for tuning in. Have an amazing and blessed Sunday. Enjoy this beautiful view one last time before I sign off. And I hope to hear from you about Road to the Rescue. Take care. But believe in yourself. It